I wanted to do something sexy and, you know, and have it be really immediate. And I wanted the girl to just see the outfit, want it, wear it, and, you know, no high concept. And that was kind of the first step.
I love women and how intricately, like intensely complicated they can be, and that the complicated layers is what attracts me, you know, to them.
It was this idea of something that was everyday and something that was quite delicate and light and layered, but in a sort of very flattering and really graceful way.
Really, the starting point this season was just really kind of, I wanted to do something sexy and, you know, and have it be really immediate. And I wanted the girl to just see the outfit, want it, wear it, and, you know, no high concept. And that was kind of the first step. And then, you know, we kind of, each step leads to another. And then, you know, we wanted to play with the logo. And then, you know, all the ingredients get thrown in the pot, and then we kind of spin it around and see what comes out. It started with this idea of duality and kind of, you know, this kind of in the air, there's this feeling of restraint and kind of formality and being very understated. And I wanted to have fun with fashion and be flirtatious. I grew up in the 90s when everything was logomania and flashy and things like that, but taking that energy and trying to funnel it through this idea of what I felt were kind of like the necessary wardrobe items of today, you know, and playing with the duality and this idea of censorship, you know, this idea of how the rooms were split apart and one side was censored and the other side was the original track. And, you know, you saw a lot of the logo and then this idea of parental advisory, explicit content, and, you know, just having it be witty and humorous. And, yeah, that was really kind of the process for us this season.
Oh, I thought it was an amazing show. I mean, I particularly liked the beginning with the crop tops, and it just was such a springy moment with the shorts and a little bit of flesh. And we've been seeing this trend of kind of shirting being used in different ways, and I thought the way that he did it was so amazing, using that kind of mensy shirting to make really sexy silhouettes. It was really fresh.
Talent. He's always subversive, and I love that. It kind of shocks you a little bit. It's nothing you've ever quite seen before, and how refreshing is that? Dipping into the men's world, the women's world. You had a lot of men's fabrics, like men's shirting fabrics, lightweight men's wool fabrics. He would emboss it, or he would encase it in a type of a plastic, or he would crop it really unusually. So the silhouettes are all changed up, and you know, it's amazing. This is actually a contemporary line, but he's got complete designer level design integrity built into the clothes, and a lot of innovation in the fabrics also. I mean, this is real, true designer work.
It's always so exciting. You know, it's always a huge production. You never know what he's gonna hit you with. Last year, you know, he shut out the lights, and all of a sudden, all the models were glowing. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, what he's gonna try to top it with this year.
Alexander's entire aesthetic. I love how creative he is, and you never know exactly what to expect, and he always seems to surprise you every single time while still remaining very consistent with who he is. I just love him. I think he's amazing.
It's kind of the most exciting show in New York now in the last season or two. I think what is great about him is he's actually created a slightly new category of fashion, this casual athletic thing, which no one had really done before. He got it organically by observing people walking around New York and the girls you like and admire, or guys. So I think he's a genuine original.
We really wanted to bring the audience close to the girl this season, you know, because on first glance in a picture you might not notice, but a lot of the fabrics were all welded and, you know, using a lot of kind of technical treatments of, you know, what usually a windbreaker or kind of a raincoat might be made out of, but using it on like a poplin shirt or, you know, a blazer.
We've been seeing perforation already so far this season, but the perforated leather trench was amazing. I thought the skirts with Alexander Wang along the middle were incredible. It was a really beautiful show.
I think he's always been very progressive, you know, and just cutting edge. And I think that's what any artist, you know, is inspired by. New and inspiring ideas. And I think he's just one of those artists who just always has made it a point to incorporate those new and refreshing ideas in his design. Yeah.
He's so young, and he's got such a incredible long future, and I'm glad we're here to ride his long wave with him. But it was really a fantastic show.
What's there not to enjoy right now? I'm having the best time of my life. I'm so grateful, and it's been an incredible journey, and time passes so fast, and you know, you have to kind of live life, and especially, you know, I feel very privileged and lucky.
Thank you.
Hair and makeup, it's very much the idea of like literally almost like an idealized form of beauty.
All the girls are going to be in this glass box, and he wanted this kind of untouchable, elegant sense of like beauty and perfection that women have. So the way that we are translating that in the makeup is he wanted the girls to feel like they had a kind of mannequin quality. So the makeup is very flawless, mannequin-like skin. No eyebrows, no mascara, just a little kind of feline flick of a chocolate brown line on top of the eyes, with then this kind of very retro fluoro pastel lip. So the colours are this Pepto-Bismol pink, this lilac, and this orange. It's quite sick. So that they look kind of this very sort of, you know, almost a little bit sort of stuck on, kind of 1950s, slightly exaggerated shape. Yeah, so that's it. It's quite effective. It looks quite, especially when they're all lined up in these kind of, you know, sections of colour from head to toe in that kind of glass box. It's quite fabulous.
The collection is about celebrating the idea of preservation of an elegant woman who's always been a source of intrigue and inspiration for me. I've always been attracted to that idea and presenting her in a modern context. And with that in mind, I wanted to abstract and modernize the idealized woman, who's to me is like someone who's bold, confident, colorful, embraces her like the femininity and sensual with a hint of danger. I would say femininity with a bite, So with that in mind, I started looking at images of Marilyn Monroe in the last sitting, and I think, what I really loved about that was his love for her, the celebration of who she was, just absolutely beautiful images, but it was sensual, but at the same time so melancholic. We know who she was now, what she was going through, and that idea of melancholic beauty of an idealized woman was like very intriguing.
It was mesmerizing, this show. I think it was one of Prabal's strongest shows. Creativity was flourishing here. I mean, he was always so creative, but I loved all the pattern play and how delicate and feminine everything was, but still so sexy and subversive in some ways. I thought there was a lot of new ideas in this show, very kind of modern dressing. These are the kind of dresses we want to see on the red carpet, you want to wear because they feel new. So it's still some of the same lines and some of the same curves that these dresses create that we love and we want to live in, but done in a new way, and that was powerful.
Oh, it was fabulous. I mean, it was so chic, so, the colors, I don't know, I always wonder, is he inspired by Nepal, his native country, and it really felt like this was kind of a Christian Dior 1957 goes to Nepal, which I think is such a fun look.
And with the preservation mode and preservation of this elegant woman, what we wanted to do is the most elegant fabrics, like the couture fabric, Duchess satin, silk chamois, the guipure laces, it's all plasticized, so that's how we're going to show it. It's a celebration of really, really, truly being a woman and really embracing her femininity and the strength that comes with it.
It was a fun installation. I liked the way he presented it. It was great and wonderful colors. I liked him going into that exuberant palette.
Some of the ways in which the straps crisscrossed the body or came off the shoulder, it just didn't feel like that same old, 40s inspired dress. It felt like it was a nod to the past of fashion and what looks most feminine on women, but done in a way that is modern and edgy for the woman of now.
Every season there's a different theme, there's a different idea, there's a different story to tell, but if there's something that remains constant is the idea that I want to make women feel and look beautiful. I want them to feel feminine, I want them to feel strong, I want to walk that perfect line of tension between something really sweet and something really hard, and just mix it together. Just with my travels, I know if there's one thing that I know for sure is the fact that every woman wants to look beautiful and feel beautiful. And that's just my job as a designer, is to celebrate that.
You wanted to look like every one of those models because the clothes were so feminine and utterly glamorous and very, very sexy in a way that wasn't threatening or too edgy or too in your face. There was just such a light touch to these clothes.
I love women and how intricately, like intensely complicated they can be, and that the complicated layers is what attracts me, to them. And it's a celebration of that. I really am completely celebrating. That's why there's like a little bit of décolletage, a little bit of hint of the body. That's just truly embracing it with a strength, with a bite. Yeah.
It sort of started with this idea of boro, Japanese boro, which is these Japanese fisherman jackets that were sort of stitched and patched together, and there was this sort of beauty and the humility and the utilitarianism of that, and a certain quietness, an effortlessness about it as well, which I found really beautiful. And that's sort of how it started. It was this idea of something that was everyday and something that was quite delicate and light and layered, but in a sort of very flattering and really graceful way. That idea of layering was something I found really new for spring, summer, but layering in a way that was engineered and in a way that was quite considered and that was really light.
Amazing show from Altuzarra. It is incredible that a designer that has been showing for really such a short time has A, such a sophisticated hand, B, in such a short time has been able to create pieces that are very identifiable of his aesthetic. What really amazes me is that, again, with such a small time that he's been showing, he's been really able to capture these signature aesthetic points from his collection.
In the show, there are a lot of things that are developments from ideas we've started before, but done in a new way. I mean, obviously, we always I always love a slit skirt, and I always love that idea. We always love these jackets with peplum backs. We always love the idea of very strong tailoring, but sort of twisted and done in a new way. And I love the idea of, separates and of things that are quite easy.
I think he's extraordinary. He has this amazing seamlessness to what he does, and there's just this way of, it's sexy, but there's an ease. I wouldn't say it's a vision beyond his years, but it's a certain level of just cool and ease and understanding what makes women look great that in somebody who is still quite young, I think is incredible. I think he's just going to go from absolute strength to strength. I love him.
I love Joseph's show. I thought it was really fresh and beautiful and wearable, but sort of interesting pieces. I love that apparent simplicity of it, but actually the clothes were quite complex when you looked closely. I thought it had a lightness of touch. I thought it was a very mature collection for Joseph. I was delighted to see it.
just a lot of cross-cultural referencing, and I think that would mix back to kind of chic tailoring. A lot of people might not know this about Joseph, but he's actually a really very, very skillful tailor. You know, a lot of people can do draping and kind of softer dressing, but to do tailoring and to do it well is that's kind of separates the men from the boys.
It's very interesting. I'm a big fan. I love the women that he's trying to dress. I like that powerful femininity. And that's what we saw in this show today. It was powerful. It had many accents of a masculine collection, of a man's wardrobe, but done in a very feminine and in an extremely sensual and sexy way.
We approached evening wear almost in a evening wear as day wear, and it was really the idea that you could, that those clothes had a sort of informality and a nonchalance that doesn't really exist often in evening wear, but that felt very fresh and felt very modern.
Sex factor never hurts, my friends, never hurts. It's got glamour to it. It's still a woman. You know, it's a tight skirt, but it's a beautifully made skirt. And I just think he's got fantastic taste, basically. You know, really has amazing taste. And I mean, every woman that saw that was like, oh, I want to be that woman. And that's success, isn't it?